some guys that you are hoping is still around, or who you think the Thunder are eyeballing here at that spot?
Yeah, I think that 12 is a very interesting pick because I think that right now, a couple weeks away from the draft, there's a lot of speculation of like, oh my gosh, they're going to trade the pick, they're going to trade up because why wouldn't they? Well, you know, everyone right now is seemingly rising. You've heard Dyson Daniels rising, you've heard Johnny Davis rising, you've heard AJ Griffin rising, you've heard Jalen Duren rising. They can't all rise, right? Jeremy Sohan's rising. Somebody has to be available at 12, and so the Thunder really like Jeremy Sohan. They should like AJ Griffin, Dyson Daniel, Jalen Duren. They should have a keen eye, of course, for even a Shaden Sharp. So like somebody has to fall. If Malachi Branham's going to leap into the top 12, if Jeremy Sohan's going to be the top 12, that they all can't be there and be taken away by 12. So I think that some talented player will fall to the 12. For me, I would love to see AJ Griffin, Shaden Sharp, Johnny Davis, Jalen Duren, those kind of guys fall to 12 if I was OKC. I wouldn't necessarily just panic and trade up because I think that you're going to get a very good player in the draft. Because if anybody shocks us, which that there's always draft day surprises, if anybody shocks us, then you're going to have a really talented player fall into your lap at pick 12. And I do think that there's some concern about Shaden Sharp slipping to 12 because you look at it and he's not going to go top four. I mean, that doesn't seem as likely as it once did. Detroit really likes Keegan Murray. Is Rick Carlisle going to take a shot on Shaden Sharp? I find that hard to believe that Rick Carlisle will bring in a high school guy that has this entire camp around him that it hasn't played competitively in a year and a half or whatever it is. I find that hard to believe. Is Portland going to take a chance on Shaden Sharp whenever they're in win now mode and wanting to surround Dame with talent that can help them win this season? I don't think so. New Orleans is a place where I think that they can afford to take the shot. I think that New Orleans has a 10-man rotation that they will feel comfortable with deploying in the playoffs right now today, even if they added nobody this offseason. They'd feel comfortable with their 10 guys if they're healthy. So then that makes a lot of sense to then take a shot at 8 on a guy who could be a superstar, but also could be a non-factor for the first couple of years of his career. He doesn't seem like a San Antonio guy. Shaden Sharp doesn't. Washington, again, you want win now talent with Bradley Beal, but I could see Washington taking him. And then you've got New York at 11, I think should take him. And then OKC at 12, who should take him. So if you're OKC and Sharp falls to 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 8, somewhere in that range, you can easily trade up then for Shaden Sharp. But other than that, the rest of the players are pretty redundant in the sense of how high their ceiling can go and how low their floor is, to where you're just going to let whoever falls fall to 12. And for me, I think that the Thunder love Jeremy Sohan. I love AJ Griffin. I like Johnny Davis. I like Jalen Duren. So if any of those guys fall, it'd be great news for OKC.
Yeah, for me, I like Tari Eason. I think he'd be a good pick there at number 12. I feel like he's on the brisk of being like 15 through 12. Like he can just be in that little range. And I feel like, if you need another wing, there he could be.